Hey Myst4kal, welcome to another replay analysis. Today we're going to be looking at a key aspect from your gameplay that could use some rework in my opinion. It is a aspect that is more so related to your game sense rather than mechanics or anything else. It is mostly part of decision making against the ball. It's mostly overcommits against the ball that I see you do, and today we're going to be tackling how you can avoid these to win more games. So let's get into the game. Alright, for this first clip we're gonna find you on defense with the opportunity to get on offense with a little transition. You manage to do so, your teammate can get a quick follow-up, and after a little back and forth into the corner you get this commit onto the wall, you get beaten, and your teammate is forced to get back. Now we're going to be looking at why this is a very detrimental overcommit and could have potentially led to an opponent's goal. Two aspects here. First of all, you have no chance of actually achieving anything of value from jumping to this wall. You're either gonna pinch the ball right across the net, and then your opponent's gonna pick up the boost and the ball can transition, or you're gonna touch the wall so that it bounces middle and your teammate can't follow it up, but the opponent can, with this guy being on his back rotation right now with full boost, or he just beats you like he can and the opponent's getting a counterattack. So either way, no matter what you do with your commit here, you lose every time. So the best scenario for you is just wait down here, wait close to him, don't just rotate all the way back, stay close to him and force him to do something. Obviously, in your position, you don't know that he has zero boost. We know that now because of the replay, but in that scenario, you don't know how much boost he has. So in order to test that is to let your teammate rotate out and buy him time by staying close and force the opponent to commit. Because if he flicks the ball away, you can reach it faster than him because you're already on the ground waiting for him to make his play. But by overcommitting, you're leaving the defense wide open. In my opinion, you're already way too far into the corner to begin with, so you should have stayed a little bit further away. But if you stood further away, it could have been a very easy play that if the ball was up on the wall, like here, you could have just driven like this, forced him out like this, and then just retreated because he's gonna clear it out and then you had a free ball. But because you were so close, he has an easy beat. And you cannot be beaten by the opponent with full boost. If you have full boost, you shouldn't be beaten like that so easily. Now let's get into another situation to emphasize my point. Okay, next clip, we are on counterattack again and you decide to get a demo, but you miss it and the opponent's getting a free attack. The opponent's playing the backward here and you're too late, you're still jumping for it, and you're lucky that your teammate is getting that touch. Otherwise, the opponent had a free shot. Now, in this play, you should know that there is no way for you to reach that ball when it's touching the back wall, right? There's no way you reach the spot up here before the opponent does. But you can still use that to your advantage because the goal is not up here. The goal's down here. So why bother going all the way up when you can't reach it? Just stay low on the backboard, because if he somehow pinches it or it stays on the back wall, you can still drive up. If it's going down, you can still get it on the back wall. And if it bounces down to the midfield, either your teammate can get it or you drive down the wall and take it yourself. But because you go all the way up for this, you're essentially disrespecting the opponent, and that is a very important lesson for you to learn going forward. You need to respect your opponents much more. Flake said this in one of his videos in a 1v1 challenge, I believe it was, and it helped me a lot when it came to playing against the ball, and it was that he said, whenever you play against the ball, pretend that your opponent is fairy peak and he's gonna bang a top corner every time. So long story short, respect your opponent more to be capable of more stuff than you trust him to do. In that scenario, don't disrespect him by trying to go for this. You won't reach it, and even if you do, that's 1 in 50 or something, because you rely on the opponent to mess up. and you really don't want to rely on the opponent to mess up, especially on defense. Way too risky. Sometimes it can work, but that's not the rule, okay? Let's get into a final example to emphasize. All right, so it's the next situation right after you managed to get a transition on defense and you tried to challenge the opponent on the wall here, but you're beaten again, and it could have been an easy goal for the opponent as well again, but your teammate positioned himself well to cut off crypts. So what do you do with these types of plays? I usually don't like to tell players what to do generally, because Rocket League is a very fluid game. But in that situation, it is very, very difficult to get a clean challenge. You need to develop a very good read on the game, for example, by playing once, in order to recognize when players have messed up their possession, so you can actually challenge the ball. A way to be much safer with this is by getting in a very specific position that forces out the opponent but still keeps you in the play. And this is what I mean. So obviously you're driving on the wall right here, and the opponent has multiple options to outplay you. Either go up the wall fast to beat you because you've pushed up too far and you cannot adjust in time. He can just bounce it off the side wall and you're outplayed by an instant. Or he can just cut inside, depending on his mechanics and his control. But there is a very easy way for you to be in a safe place and still force out most of the opponents. Some remain in control, but most will give away possession. And this is how you do it. Rather than just pushing alongside the wall all the way to the opponent, push up close to him, but then turn down so that you're facing infield. Still stay on the wall. Like, don't all the way go down infield, because then he can easily outplay you by just going behind you. Still stay in this sort of area where this curvature is, because from here you force the opponent to give away the ball, and then you can just pick it up by taking it into your back corner, for example, or your teammate can go behind you to cut it off. So essentially, this is a very a blueprint to approach these scenarios in the most safe way possible. Obviously, I don't want you to play like flakes to be safe all the time, but it can help you to develop game sense when it comes to defending properly. Obviously, with time and with practice, you will sort of develop this into your own play style, where sometimes you actually just go for the ball and challenge, and sometimes you just fake. But that's up to you. For now, I just want you to practice what I've just told you. Approach the ball, but then turn away short before and force him to commit. All right, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. To sum it up, obviously, work on your overcommits against the ball, realize when you're beaten, and most definitely respect your opponents more. Obviously, you can use that blueprint that I just showed you at the very end, how to approach these challenges in the corner. That's a very simple task you can take into your next rank game. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to help, and good luck on your grind.